This is my audience.
Hello, I'm Alexis Liaromatis, and today I'm going to be talking about volleyball. As you may know, volleyball is a worldwide known sport and is very popular. It is for entertainment and enjoyment by players and audiences. I have played volleyball for a long time, so I decided to talk about its history, the positions, and the rules, rotations, and regulations. First, I'm going to talk about history. It all started when William G. Morgan wanted to blend basketball, baseball, tennis, and handball. Volleyball was originally called minette. The game was played indoors and outdoors. At first, as many players as you would like could play on the court at one time. 20 years later, the Philippines changed the rule to make it 6 versus 6. Soldiers in other countries loved the sport, and as more saw it, the more popular it became. One day, when someone was watching, they noticed that people were volleying back and forth. From then on, it became known as volleyball. 46 million people play volleyball at least once a week. There hasn't been a rule change since 2001. Now I will be moving on to positions. You have 3 main positions in volleyball. You have a DS, a defensive specialist, and a libero, a hitter, and a setter. A DS/libero is a back row player who defends the court from opposing teams' hits, serves, or tips. They're known to be quick, great at passing, tracking the ball, and consistent passes. You need quality passes to be able to set up all 3 of your hitters. Defense is typically played out of left back and middle back. Left back is usually where your libero is, if your team has a designated one. They are the quickest and the best passer on your team. The middle back is your DS. While your libero gets tips and short hits, your DS is known to get your deep hits and the deep tips. The back row can also hit. Left back is known as blue and middle back is known as white. If they have a bad pass for, say, your best option is definitely to set your back row. Then you have yourself a hitter. The hitters are typically depended on to hit, tip, or block to the opposing side's ground of the court. There are 3 hitters while at the net. You have your outside hitter, you have the middle blocker, and you have the right side hitter. They are meant to cover roll shots and tips right over blocks on defense. The last position in volleyball is the setter. The setter is very important to the game. The setter paces the game, basically. They set up your hitters or back row players. They depend on their communication and decision-making skills. They always have the second touch on a ball in the game unless they call for help. Otherwise, you might want to get out of the way. Setters are played in right back position, known as Zone 1, and the DS liberos play in middle back, known as Zone 6, and Zone 5. Then the right side hitters play in right front, called Zone 2, and outside hitters play in the left front, known as Zone 4, and as you may have guessed, your middle hitters play in the middle front, known as Zone 3. Now I'm going to be moving on to rules and regulations and restrictions. Only 6 players on the court at all times. Points are made by whoever wins the rally. A player may not hit the ball twice. Block does not count as a hit. And a ball may be played off the net after possibly shanking it on a serve or during a volley. A ball hitting the boundary line means it is directly in, and matches are made up of sets. You play to best out of 2 sets, but if you go 1-1, you play a 3rd set. Now we go for violations. You cannot block or hit a serve. You cannot hold or catch the ball, double touch, lift, or throw, carrying, etc. It is not allowed. You can't touch the net with your body, reach over it, or cross the center line. Serving out of rotation is a point for the other team, and a back row player cannot jump in front of the 10-foot line. Now I will be giving you my visual demonstration. This would be considered passing. This would be considered hitting. And this would be considered setting. In conclusion, volleyball is a very important sport known worldwide. And you may want to know a thing or two in case anyone ever comes up to you and asks you, hey, you want to play volleyball? Or hey, you want to go watch this match? Overall, I think this information is very important to others and many people throughout this world. Thank you.